I need to tell you about what just happened.
That was scary.
Holy shit. Was that a great white?
Jesus. That was creepy.
I grew up in South Australia, which, for those of you who don't know, is sort of renowned as one of the sharkier places in Australia. And this particular season, there have been stories circulating of lots of sharks around. Where I grew up, which is up the Gulf, we call it. A lot of my dad's friends have been sharing stories about big great whites approaching their fishing boats and circling, and basically there's just talk of this being an unprecedented season for shark activity.
Got a couple little wedges. It's a little bit slow, but hopefully we can get a couple.
Now, of course, as surfers, we tend to just participate in the sport regardless. At least that's the way I do it down here. Yes, sharks are on your mind and something that you keep at the back of your head, but you never really expect to see one or have an encounter with one. At least that's how I used to feel.
Oh, so much seaweed. Ah.
I recently took a little trip away in the van after being away overseas for a while and headed out into the desert to get some lonely waves, to surf away from crowds and just enjoy nature and the ocean and surfing with not too many people. And that's what was happening in this session. It was a little bit cloudy, a little bit gloomy. There were a ton of dolphins around, which is pretty typical for this particular spot. And I got to have a little play with them, which was really nice. I caught a few more waves. There were only two of us out there. One surfer had just caught a wave and was close to shore. And that left two of us out the back waiting for a wave. It was right about now where the other surfer and I were looking out to sea, waiting for a wave, when a shark did a full Nat Geo job and breached fully from nose to tail out of the water. Seared into my memory is this image here, the shark's whole body in midair before it crashed back into the water. Now, obviously I wasn't filming with the GoPro because I didn't expect it to happen. The other surfer and I looked at each other.
That was scary.
We said, holy shit, was that a great white?
Jesus. That was creepy. You know, whew, I'm like sort of shaking, but sort of interested as well, just because it breached and obviously didn't come towards us. I'm basically on the shore now, so oh, that was scary. It was pretty big.
Yeah, I got chased out at Samuel by a 5 metre one.
Really?
Yeah, it was fucking within 10 metres. I don't want to know about it now.
That was, the whole thing was out the water.
How big was it? It's over 6 foot.
7 or 8 foot.
The thing that chased me was like a mini bass.
Yeah, that was a great white.
Get out there, mate.
All finished. Oh well, they're always out there.
This is the reality of surfing where I surf. It's something that just sits in the back of your mind and you don't think it's going to come up, you don't think it's going to eventuate, but eventually it does. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. And I'm actually surprised that it took so long for me to have such a vivid and tangible encounter with a shark. When I was younger and I was boogie boarding with my dad and brother once, we saw a massive great white go through the lineup and we could see its shape throughout the wave. A really big one. Since then, I'd only seen sort of small sharks on the east coast and never really seen anything substantial here in South Australia until today.
The fact that I saw it from that distance was quite calming, because I know it was preoccupied chasing something else and probably not that interested in me. But estimates were it was about 7 or 8 feet long, very thick, which is why I'm assuming it was a great white, maybe a juvenile, or potentially a bronzy. But yeah, regardless, pretty significant event. So I'm just gonna park up for a little while, maybe surf again later if it feels okay to do so. Yeah, that was fun anyway. Exciting. Yo.
I think it was just one of those weird days, because when I got back to the van, there was a bee swarm that was basically attacking my van, trying to get water from the van. So I only just managed to get in the van without letting any bees in or getting stung. And then when I was driving to another surf spot, I had a big black snake cross the road in front of me right next to the car park. So it's just one of those days where the whole saying that everything in Australia wants to kill you was kind of true. Now, the toughest thing was I wasn't satisfied from a surfing point of view, and there were really good waves on offer with nobody out. Everyone I know is not responding. So I had to make a choice. Do I let this shark experience rattle me and keep me out the water, or do I overcome it and just tear off the band-aid and go in? And of course, you guys know what I did.
It's a little bit onshore, but I think there's a couple. I saw one crazy one. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling more tense than is justified. Oh, it's so dark and gloomy, and I'm on my own. But I'm gonna push through and try and get some tubes. That's literally what I'm here for, what I live for.
In the end, that's really what it's all about for me, is getting a bunch of barrels and just totally immersing myself in nature and the experience that it can offer. And as part of that experience, we have to expect, to a certain degree, to interact with the animals that call that place home. And to be honest, I actually found the whole shark experience quite exhilarating, a little bit exciting, but there is a huge amount of respect there and sensibility of going, you know, hey, let's make wise decisions, let's trust instinct, trust feeling, and really look after this place in the end, because, you know, this sort of stuff is just invaluable to me. Not to mention totally exciting and fulfilling, and it's my life purpose. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That was my story about a pretty cool shark interaction. Do you guys have any stories? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit me up on Instagram at Kale's Broccoli or at The Surfer's Roadmap. I'll see you guys soon.